What's up, beautiful people? It's your girl, Kara Imani, here with another video. Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, this is a place where self-love is an everyday habit, honey, and healing is the goal. If you are not subscribed yet, make sure you all subscribe. Make sure you all like this video because we about to get into it, y'all. We about to get into it. You already read the title, okay? And I say this every single video because I feel like the title is what attracts us to these videos, right? But it's also the energy off of the thumbnail that we feel and receive that this is what we're supposed to be doing. I just went in to another whole introspective mode, thinking about the different feelings and emotions that come up in my life regarding family, friends, whatever have you. And the first thing that came to mind was that I honestly just want people to get to know me. Get to know me, and you'll see that there's no reason to have some like weirdness toward me. There's no reason to have any type of negative connotation towards my name, because I'm a loving person, I'm a giving person, and I'm willing to work on any relationship as needed, and also hear people out on things that they have problems with in order to know things that they wouldn't tolerate in a relationship, and I want them to know things that I wouldn't tolerate in a relationship. But why? Because that's community, that is respect, that's just showing somebody that you respect their boundaries and you respect them as a person, as a being. And not everybody thinks that way. But you know what happened after I had this tiff fit about how people aren't getting to know me and whatever have you? The next thing that came to mind was, actually it didn't even come to mind. God told me, he said, Kira, these emotions that are in your mind, these illusions that are fed to you by your perception of what's going on and your belief systems, are all things that is a part of your path to move through. Everybody is going to have this anger, this frustration, this sadness towards certain things or whatever, and they're all made up in your head, okay? Because you never really know for sure. You can feel the energy, and we know when somebody's being jealous of us, or we know when something is just off. You know what I'm saying? We like, when you know. When that intuition is tapping our chest, you know what's going on. You feel me? And so what is on my heart to say, and the word for today is, be yourself. There's a great group of people, especially in the religious community, who are so hell-bent on controlling everything around them, making sure that they instill fear on people and control what's going on in other people's bedrooms and what's going on in people's minds and what's going on in people's houses, that they don't really take the time out to really pay attention to the individual. And the individual frequency, what I'm being shown is, the individual frequency is what is important for the community. If you're working on yourself as an individual, and you see love as an individual, you are doing your due diligence to ensure that you're protected, so that when you step into different spaces and they are not like you or on the same vibrational energy as you, you lead. Okay? The reason why we are going through this path alone, in the sense of trying to get ourselves together, and not trying, what we're doing is getting ourselves together, getting our minds in a space of strength, resilience, persistence, and building the habit of just loving ourselves, and through having to accept some things that we can't control, loving ourselves through the different things that we dislike about ourselves, changing some of the things that are, or refining some of the things that we didn't like anymore, such as if you were a cheater, or if you were a stealer, a thief, or if you were a type of person that was just codependent on people. You are whatever, like you like Dr. Shan Bryant says, you will always be these things, right? But the thing about it is that that is who you are in order to refine the things that you need to go refine the ways that you need to be in this lifetime. Okay, these things don't stop. You can't, once you stop these things, you will never be able to erase the stories of what you did. You will never be able to erase the story of when you cheated. You will never be able to erase the story of when you were a thief. You will never be able to erase these stories. But what you can do is turn your life around and make yourself a little bit better, and a lot better, and even better than that, in order to structure a better understanding and a better rapport with yourself and with the energy of this world, in order to be a leader and be able to lead those people that had the same problems you did in the past. Okay? See, the energy that we push up within ourselves, the frequency that we switch within ourselves in order to bring it up a notch, and bring it up another notch, and bring it up another notch, that is important as an individual in order to shape the structure and shape the community that you are going to lead in the future. Okay? The things that you are doing right here as an individual is important. The control that you have within yourself, not the stuff that you're trying to put on other people, because you can't control other people or what other people do. What other people love to do is they like to watch and they like to see what it is that they like, so that they can take and pick from what it is that they like. All right? You are that beautiful, beautiful apple tree. The only apple tree that is like the reddest apple tree. The apples are juicy every single time you bite into them. They're never bitter. They're always nice and red or green or whatever. The peaches are always juicy. Whatever fruit tree you want to be, honey, you are that tree. The chosen one is always the tree that people want to pick from. And so if you don't get yourself together as an individual, you will always be the bitter fruit. Let me say that again. If you don't get yourself together as an individual, you will always be the bitter fruit. And that is a mentality. That's a mindset. Stop feeding yourself with all of these chemicals and all this kind of, and I'm not saying that as a literal term. I'm saying that figuratively, but also in a literal term too. Chemicals are around us, but there comes a time in your life where you are not making excuses of, oh, I'm going to run into these chemicals anyway, so I'm going to eat this. There comes a time in your life where you're like, the less chemicals that's around my body and the less chemicals I'm putting in my body, the better. Okay? I may not be able to control the chemicals that's in the air when I leave at home, but when I'm in my house and I'm in my sanctuary, I'm making sure that I'm feeding myself the natural and the most purest thing that I can. Okay? With the resources that I have. All right? There are so many people that are so hell-bent on controlling everything that they can't control for themselves. They want to control the people in their family. They want to control the how people are reacting in their family. They want to control how people see God. They want to control how people eat. They want to control what people eat. They want to control the lands. They want to control everything else. But within themselves, they are so sporadically just toxic, experiencing anxiety, panic attacks, not being happy, not having a high frequency, not having good relationships with people, probably not having relationships with people at all, don't really have a good family environment. I mean, a lot of things are just crumbling, but a lot of these people have amazing amounts of money. They have a great home. They have great cars. And they can put themselves in leadership roles and put on a nice mask or whatever once they step out of their house, but inside they're filled with so much blackness and so much darkness that it's like cherry picking from a fruit tree that's always going to be bitter. So individuality, is the starting point, especially in this time where people aren't really listening to people. I mean, you see people are taken from um people that have the aesthetic, right? They're not really raw. They're not really everything is just so well put together that people are like, this is what I want to do, this is who I want to follow. But they don't realize that these people behind the closed doors, the people who don't speak what are you trying to tell me, God? The people that don't there are some people who are so hell-bent on keeping a certain aesthetic and not swaying away from that aesthetic that it drives them crazy to keep up a image that is no longer a part of their growth. And I have a feeling that God told me to say that because as individuals, sometimes we get locked in to phase 1 of our journey, and phase 1 feels so good that when we move on to phase 2 and we have to shed some of the aesthetic that phase 1 brought us, and phase 1, well, actually what phase 1 brought was probably some amazing and you okay, so I'll give an example, right? You start a cooking channel, okay? People don't like to regress, okay, or what they think is regression, okay? So you start a cooking channel, right? And when you start this cooking channel, you have an open concept kitchen, you have a nice marble kitchen top and all that kind of stuff, and your cooking channel is you get 132,000 subscribers within the first year, okay? And people are so used to seeing how your videos are set up that they're like, oh, this is amazing, this is great, okay? And then life happens, right? Something happens to where you lose that house, you lose that aesthetic, you can't really pay for, you may have to sell your camera and may have to use just your cell phone solely, right? And now you're in a kitchen that doesn't have an open concept, that's more like a hallway, and now all you have is a piece of wood and a cutting board, and now you don't want to post any videos anymore because you're worried about the regression, you're worried about the aesthetic. But what you don't realize is that God is trying to tell you that the whole time what people are really enthusiastic about is not just your video editing, because we already know that you have a skill about video editing, or you have a skill when it comes to how you present yourself. People are tied to you. People loved your energy. 1313, as I said, that people love your energy the whole time. People weren't really concerned about the aesthetic and how you kept the browns and the pinks and the light pink or whatever in the background and the nice greenish tint. They don't care about that. There are some people who are going to care about that, and then they're and they're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna comment and they're gonna say, oh, I don't like this. I want the other kitchen back. Okay, well, if you want the other kitchen back, then you need to pay for it. And you need to pay for it. Okay, there comes a time where you feel like as if you're regressing, but God is really trying to reach deeper into you for you to pull something else out of you. But also God is trying to specifically get you to see that there's a different part of your audience that you have yet to really pay attention to. And once you find that core audience, guess what? You go from 132,000. Once you allow that phase 2 to happen, that phase 3 to happen, you go from 132,000 subscribers all the way up to 1 million. Okay? Let's not forget that we are in a season where everything moves. Nothing is going to stay the same. Everything changes. There is no such thing as a normal day. Okay? There's no such thing as a normal person. There's no such thing as a normal day, because every single day is different. Every single day changes. Okay? There's a such thing as a normal routine. That's what you make it. Normal is what you make it in your space, in your life, in your individuality. Okay? Normalcy is not something that is put on time or whatever. I mean, in the sense of when somebody comes home at 3:00 every day, that's when they normally come home. Okay, but that's something that you have made it. You can't say that the day is the same. You can't say that something else is put these shades back on, honey, because that was a bright. I cracked myself up. But all in all, the power in this message is to say, stop trying to control things outside and get to know that being within you. Okay? Get to know the protection. Look, this is the next part of the message. Okay? In the portion of this individuality, I already talked about making sure that you are focused on that individual energy. Okay? Now, in this time, after being tested, after being tested and challenged, and you're transmuting, and you're getting to the point where you're releasing, and now it's time to build more knowledge. And not necessarily build more knowledge in books and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about get deeper within yourself to understand the knowledge of yourself. Understand that when you go into these different groups, and once you get to the point where you are going out and experiencing other people, and they are watching you, and you notice how people are looking at you, you're going to have to understand how to protect yourself. And when I say protect yourself, I'm talking about spiritually. Whatever it is that is calling to you, whether it be God, I mean, God is the source. If you're here, God, source, all right? But whatever it is that you need for protection, that is what you need for protection, okay? If you need to pray before you go into a space, but you also use crystals, if you use your spiritual guides, whatever calls to you, what feels comfortable for you. And there are some of us that still have problems when it comes to protection, because they feel like if I don't, they're still in that space of that religious belief of God is the protector of all. God is the protector of all, but God also has tools for us to use in order to protect ourselves even more. Okay, when we are a little bit fatigued. See, what people don't understand is when you're fatigued and you have been doing the work, and you've been doing a lot of spiritual work, especially on yourself and on your energy and on your space. So when you get tired, there's a layer of protection that is off of you. You hear me? You see what I'm saying? So having a crystal is not going to hurt you. Having the energy of protection, obsidian, white quartz, clear quartz, okay, that is not gonna, it's not gonna hurt you. All right, these are not demonic things. These are not things that carry spirits in them. They were born from the earth. Mother Earth gave us these things to say, hey, here, hold this. There are some times where I just have to put my hand into the grass, and I just have to breathe, and I'm able to get a little bit more energy. That is not demonic. Okay, there are some people who look to astrology. There's astrology spoken about in the Bible when they went to go and look for Jesus. Okay, when they went to go and find Jesus, they used astronomy in order to get to him. And I'll even argue that it's astrology as well. But people want to say that astronomy is different from astrology just to make it sound a little bit better. But overall, okay, we're looking at the stars, how everything aligns itself, and where things need to go in order to move to a different place. Everything is a tool. It is a tool. It's not a coincidence that you were born on a certain day and you have a certain personality trait, and people that were born on the same day as you are very similar to you. It's not a coincidence, my love. Okay? And we need to get out of that guarded way of thinking in order to move into a space where we're just a little bit more open-minded and allowing ourselves to just know. Okay, your body, your soul is not going to allow you to be in any space that is going to deter you from where your true divinity is. Your space is not going to allow you to go into a time where you are being put in a situation that was not being put on your path. Okay, we have free will, we have chance and all that kind of stuff. If that's what you feel, then that's what you feel. But I need you all to feel your own intuition on where you should go, how you should do things. Ask yourself, ask these questions so that the energy can return back to you in answers. Allow these things to really manifest. Allow these things to really just help your brain and help help build the habit of being open to the coincidences that are just put forth in your space. Don't expect answers to come in a certain way. Expect for things to just come to you. Okay, trust in source, in God, that they are putting these signs and symbols in front of you for a reason. When you start realizing that there are angel numbers all around you. On my way here, I tell you no lie, I was being shown some signs that I was like 44. And then when I question when I was questioning whether or not this 44 was meant for me, then I see 44 in another car. And then all of a sudden I seen 44 as I passed by, and then I seen this guy just so happened to be jaywalking across the street, and he has 77 written on his chest. And then I saw 77 looking from the guy. I'm like, this man, there's no way all these things are for me. And then I'm seeing 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55. And this is just within an hour of me just driving home. These things don't happen by accident or not for you. If you are brought to it 2144, as I said, that these things are not brought to you by accident. Okay, they're brought to you for a reason. And look them up. If you have to dig deeper and you don't trust the first thing that pops up in Google, you feel like as if you have to go into the biblical meaning of that word, of that number, then you go ahead and do so. Okay? These things are not happening to you by coincidence, okay? And when you go ahead and you're looking for different tools, allow your intuition to give you that discernment, okay? Ask yourself, is it this article that I'm supposed to read about this number, or is it this article that I'm supposed to read about this number? 2222 is I'm saying that, okay? Is it this that I'm supposed to be looking at, or is it this that I'm supposed to be looking at? Am I supposed to look this up, or am I just supposed to pay attention to my thought? Am I supposed to pay attention to my thought? You feel a yes? Okay. Am I supposed to look this up? You feel a yes? Okay. You feel a no? No. 2244, as I said, golly. And I look up at it at the perfect time. I promise you, y'all, I'm not even watching the clock. Like, I'm not even watching the freaking thing right now. It is an individual time to build our energy, to build our discernment, to build our intuition, and to pay attention, and to build our awareness. We're building our awareness on the things that we need to do for ourselves, the things that we need to do for our energy, the things that we need to do for our future, the things that we need to do for our higher self. Our higher self is speaking to us every single day. Okay, back to protection. Do you need angels? Do you want to call on angels, God's angels, in order to help you out with things? Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel. Okay, Gabriel is more for creativity and enlightenment. Use tiger's eye, white crystal quartz, if that's what you want to just start. That's like the all around crystal to start with. It's the clear quartz crystal. Okay, and then when we go into Archangel Michael, okay, Archangel Michael is a big protector, big guardian of protection. Okay, call on Archangel Michael. You feel like as if you want to start reading the Ethiopian Bible, the 88 books. That's what I've been called to do, because I've been really wanting to figure out. I've been really questioning some things and wondering how a bunch of white men got around a table and told us that this is what we should live our life off of. It's something, I don't know, something in my spirit just doesn't feel right about that. And so I want to do more research. And so these emotions and these like different notions of what to do keep happening, because they're trying to provoke you. Like, God is provoking us to do more research and stopping at I don't know this, or stopping at I'm fearful of this. Stop stopping at that. Be fearful and still do it, because that is where you find the that's where you find the healing. That's where you find the understanding. Then that's where you gain the knowledge, and you're able to create even more discernment for yourself. When you the more knowledge that you have, and the more wisdom, the more you are wise about your discernment, your everything. Remember, I told you all the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Okay, knowledge is what you're gaining, and all of the information that you receive and that you pour into yourself. But the wisdom is how you apply it. The wisdom is how you apply that. Okay, you are in a space of moving forward. Allow yourself to go from phase 1 to phase 2. Allow yourself to be fearful and still do it. Allow yourself to continuously go into these spaces and hold true to yourself, because people are watching you for a reason. People are watching you to take and pick from you. You have been put into this, on this earth, or whatever, as a star child, as a chosen one. Okay, and I truly feel like as if everybody is chosen, but not everybody willfully goes into that space of divinity. You are in a space of divinity if you are watching this video. You are in a space of divinity, and people are calling on to you to watch you, to help them understand how to create a better energy for themselves, how to pick up their energy, how to pick up their frequency. Okay? It's a game, but it's not a game. It's not a game when you procrastinate. It's not a game when you prolong things. It's not a game when you are being told to do something and you completely don't do it, and then you're still asking for some of the things to change, or you're still asking for a different part of yourself to show up, and you're not doing the work in order to get it. Okay? There comes a time where when you're forcing things, you're working for something outside of source. And I have to say it. I have to say it. When you are working out of fear, you are not working for source. When you are telling people to fear something, you are not working for source. When you are telling people that that people need to be fearful of something, they're going to go to hell and all this kind of stuff, and you are judging people off of what's going on in their bedrooms and what feels right for them, you are not working for source, in my opinion. But that's what I truly feel. You're not truly working for source. You're working out of fear. And that fear is what's holding us hostage. It's not allowing us to connect with each other. We're continuously disconnecting. But the people who are staying true in themselves and are giving love out to people, not giving judgment. Yes, we could agree to disagree. Yes, we're going to have different backgrounds, different experiences, and all that kind of stuff. But if we can just come together as one, and just allow ourselves to create with each other, to create space with each other, create love with each other, create unconditionals with each other, to create projects with each other. We are bringing 2828. When I say this, we are bringing up the frequency of what we need, of what we're meant to be. We're bringing up the frequency of divinity, of Mother Earth, getting this space to a place where we are able to fight different. It's gonna sound crazy as hell when I say this. There are different dimensions in this realm. There are different dimensions where we are right now in this space and time. There are different dimensions. Okay, there are different things that we cannot see with our naked eye, with our human eye. Okay, there are different guardians that are still guardian Mother Earth. Okay, there are still people, and I was just thinking about this on my way home as well, is that this whole time I was thinking, if aliens come here, who's gonna fight the aliens? But I'll be crazy to believe that in however many years this planet has been a planet, that things haven't fought other things outside of Earth in different dimensions. I'd be crazy to believe that. I'd be crazy to believe that only humans would fight a battle of energy when we're still coming to understand it ourselves. We'd be crazy to believe that this world is that simple, that we'll be hella selfish and narcissistic to believe that that is the case. That is not the case, baby. That is not the case. Oh my gosh, it's not the case at all. That is not the case at all. So focus on this individual. Protection is one. Protecting yourself, because as you go into these different spaces, there are going to be people who don't like the fact that you are that leader. So everybody who doesn't like a leader, there's always going to be that devil in the bunch that doesn't like the head person in charge. Okay? And you don't even have to promote yourself as the head person in charge, but your energy just promotes you as that. Your energy just places you in that space where you're the person that walks in a room where people just have to turn around and look at you. And energetically, they don't understand it. A lot of people won't understand why. But you understand why. You know why. So, with that being said, y'all, I just want y'all to know that you're in the right space. Individuality, God, protection, God, what else? Protection, your creativity, making sure that you're continuously releasing what doesn't need to be in your system. Whether you need to cry, be angry, hit the ground, throw something out in nature. Don't be breaking all this stuff or whatever. If you need to break something, you know what I'm saying, go to a smash it, whatever. There's some smash rooms and stuff like that. You can go in and break some stuff about $35, or shit, take your ass to the alleyway and get a nice little microwave or something like that and just throw it up against the wall. I don't know. Make sure you just throw it away though. Recycle. Recycle, reuse. What else is on my mind? How you present yourself. What am I gonna say about that? Okay, God's telling me how you present yourself is important, because there's going to be some times where you're going to go into a space and you're going to be scared as I don't know what. There's going to be some times where you are scared as I don't know what, but there is not one reason to show to anybody around you that you are scared, that you are nervous, because it's not going to show. And this reminds me, oh my gosh, thank you for saying this, because thank you so much for this word, because there's been times where I'll look at my videos, and I know in a time where I was a little bit nervous about saying a certain thing or saying something that was just like coming out, because mind you, every video I'm telling y'all, like, I'm saying these messages and they're coming out and I'm listening to them as well. And I know that I was nervous in this video, and then I'll go and play it back and I'll watch it and I'm like, dang, it doesn't even look like as if I was nervous at all. Or I've been around people and I'm like, y'all, I have a little social anxiety, and they're like, what, you have social anxiety? I'm like, yes, I be freaking out a little bit in spaces, and people don't even know it, but I'm the only one that knows. You are the only one that knows you. There's nobody that can tell you anything that you don't already know about yourself. There is nobody that can tell you anything that you don't already know about yourself. So that's another thing that God was trying to tell me, is stop allowing people to tell you, or stop allowing your ego to tell you what people think that they know about you, and just allow yourself to just be. Allow yourself to go into these spaces and just be yourself. Stop holding back certain things because you're ready for people to get to know you in a certain space, or you're waiting for people to get to know you in a certain way. Stop doing that to yourself. It's not benefiting you. It's not benefiting anybody else. Okay? Stop doing that. And how you stop doing that is by literally getting into a space. Like, my thing is dancing. So if I go into a space and I'm and people and I'm a little nervous or whatever the case is, I could probably be the only one dancing, and people are gonna look at me like, what the fuck she the hell she dancing for? Or some people are going to join in. But your energy is unwavering because you allow it to be unwavered. You are the solution to every problem. You are not the problem. Okay? You are the solution to every problem. You are not the problem. You are also the main event and the main character in your life. Everybody else is the secondary. You are the secondary in everybody else's story. But you, who is watching this video, baby, is the catalyst to a lot of people's healing and a lot of people's growth. A lot of people changing their energy and a lot of people changing their perspective towards how things are supposed to look like, what things are supposed to do, what things are supposed to happen or whatever. You are the catalyst. 3535, as I said that. Ain't no coincidences, baby. So if you need to go ahead and look these numbers up, I would definitely, if anything is stuck out to you and your heart jump, or you feel like as if you've just felt it in your solar plexus that you need to look up one of these numbers, go ahead and do it, my love. Go ahead and do it. I was just told, I was at my appointment, and I was told to go upstairs and go into the cafeteria and just like stay in the cafeteria and work on what I had brought myself to work on. And I was like, ugh, I want to go home. I want to be naked. I want to like sit down on my couch and work on this stuff. God was like, if you don't take yourself back in there and go in that cafeteria and sit down somewhere for a little bit. I don't know why, but I got to the point where I was like, ugh, I do not want to be here anymore. I saw a 66 and I was like, okay, I don't even know what 66 mean. But I just know that 66 said that, okay, you can go. I was like, all right, cool. So following your discernment is very important, y'all. Your energy is the catalyst to a lot of different things happening. And the reason why you're working on that individuality is for you to gain that wisdom in order to be able to get to a space where you are leading the groups of people that you are meant to lead. And maybe you don't know how that's going to happen right now, but you don't need to know how. You don't need to know the whys and all that kind of stuff right now. All you need to focus on is just being you. Just being you. Your individuality is going to surpass every single thing that is trying to control everybody else other than themselves. Okay? When you get to a space where you understand that only thing I can control is me. I can't control what everybody else is thinking about me. I can't control what everybody else is feeling about me. I can't control how everybody else is going to act toward me. I can't control that. The only thing I can do is step into a space and be Sharkira. I ain't going to tell you my whole name. All right? But you see what I'm saying. All right. Nice to talk. I love y'all. For real. Peace. Love, 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 love. And beautiful, beautiful, beautiful positive vibes.